Hello and welcome back to the Watford Way today for your Wolves versus Watford match preview. Two games this week. Obviously, Wolves away on Thursday, and then on Sunday another away game away to Southampton at St Mary's Stadium. And after that, Watford don't actually have a game until the start of April. So a long break after the two games this week. Two away games in a row. And yeah, a big week for Watford. Wolves, Southampton. I'd expect, if Watford want to stay in the Premier League, I'd expect them to pick up some points in these two games. So very, very exciting. And we do have Brendan joining us today to discuss the importance of the away game to Southampton. Brendan, hello, welcome to the stream. How are you doing?
Yeah, thanks for having me again. Yeah, I'm doing well. We go up to two away games, James.
Well, in fact, you count the Liverpool game in April, it's three away games in a row, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, 3 in a row, 3 points then. It's 9 points. We can take it. Come on, 9 points, 3 away games. Why not?
Well, exactly. I was going to say, because, Everton are playing really badly at the moment, Brendan. I don't know if you saw the game last night, but they lost 5-0 to Tottenham, which is a crazy result for them. I expected Frank Lampard to come in and kind of solidify them and get them back up the table into that mid-table position. He hasn't done that, Brendan. Do you think that Everton could potentially get dragged into the relegation battle with Watford? Because I think they're only 2 or 3 points ahead of us. And if Watford, as we've said, if Watford pick up some points this week, we could potentially leapfrog Everton, which is crazy.
Well, Everton is in the relegation battle, back in the relegation battle, because after he joins Lampard, there was some wins for the Toffees, but as soon as it starts, it ends for the Toffees, for the Blue Ones of Liverpool. They're looking to have a good side with Donny van der Beek, Dele Alli. I forgot some players now, but they look a good side, and they get already good job.
Decore, Richarlison, Brendan.
Exactly. Yeah, don't forget them. They've got already a good chance for Donny van der Beek, so it looks to be happier at the blue sides of the Merseyside. But I think they have to be afraid to be relegated this season if the teams below them, start winning games like Burnley did, like Watford did, Norwich. Well, same as us. But if I have to be if I was an Everton supporter, I'd be afraid for relegation this year.
Yeah, no, I actually don't think Everton have ever been relegated from a Premier League in their whole history, Brendan. I think they were one of the first teams to found the top division in England, Division 1, and they've never, but by what I've been reading, they've never actually been relegated from the Premier League and from the first division. So if that does happen to them, I think that would be a real issue for them actually, because they're building a new stadium as well. I think Dele Alli, they might be buying for £40 million. I think they've committed to that to pay that money. So it's crazy what's happening with Everton. And personally, for me, I hope they go down, because I think that obviously it would help Watford. But yeah, it's crazy. But we're not here to talk about Everton. We are going to briefly touch on the Arsenal game, actually, Brendan. A narrow 3-2 loss to Arsenal. I was very disappointed actually when I come out of Vicarage Road on Sunday, because I thought Watford did deserve something from the game. We had chances to score. Dennis scored within 30 seconds, got ruled out for offside. But some great goals, Brendan. I mean, just touching on the game quickly, Arsenal scored some great goals, but in terms of Watford goals, Chicho Hernandez scoring a bicycle kick. Oh my God! Like, what did you think when you saw that? Because the technique to score that goal was amazing.
Well, it brings my memory back to the 2021 season it was 2019-2020 season, when we played for closed doors against Norwich City.
Yes.
Danny Welbeck did it at the other side of the rookery end, and Chicho Hernandez did it at the family stand. What a goal! A bicycle kick in the Premier League. You not see it very often. Yeah, you saw Aubameyang normally at Arsenal try it sometimes, or Aguero tries it sometimes. But Chicho Hernandez did it. What a goal. And what a goal to make it 1-1 at that time of the game. Yeah, and what happened afterwards? Tom Cleverley. So taking the ball, it was a walk in the park for Tom Cleverley. Like, there's nobody else on Vicarage Road unless Tom Cleverley. And then the young man, Saka, did what he needs to do. Brings it in forward again and scores the goal there. So well done by Saka, of course. But a shame for Tom Cleverley that he takes that many time. And I think that goal has changed the game a bit. If that goal was not there, I think we can take the 2-1. I think we got a big chance for the 2-1 before that goal. And that will be changed the game completely. But yeah, we have things like that. We make faults, and that cost us this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's frustrating, Brendan. I mean, Martinelli scored a great goal. Odegaard as well scored a great goal. I know you mentioned to me before we started, Brendan, you know, we were talking about Moussa Sissoko. It's probably a couple of weeks ago now, and, you know, we were saying how he needs to, you know, contribute more to the team, improve his performances. He's come up clutch, Brendan, because, as you say, since we had that discussion, he has scored 2 goals. He scored against Arsenal as well, obviously, the former Tottenham Hotspur man, you know, coming back to haunt Arsenal. I thought that was a good goal as well. And actually, Brendan, since we did have that discussion, he has been playing very well and leading from the front, actually.
Yeah, it's a bit like the other day when we've got a discussion about Cisco when he started winning games. But yeah, that header, what we're talking about, I taught you, probably he scores a header. He did. And now he scores again. And they've got a bit of faith. He's like playing like, I'm Oko Sissoko. I play a Premier League game. I'm a Premier League player. I can do this. I'm the man, you know. And it looks quite better than the recent games. So yeah, I'm happy that he scores. Happy to see him fighting for the team like a captain have to do. So yeah, quite happy to his form, his recent form, the last 4 games.
Well, I think he's scored actually 2 home games in a row now, which is obviously great from Sissoko. And I discussed it. I think it was a couple of videos ago actually that I did a video myself, and I talked about how the midfielders needed to contribute more to the team in terms of scoring goals and assisting goals. And I think Moussa Sissoko, you know, is doing that at the moment, which is great to see. I don't know if you saw, Brendan, but during the game, Imran Louza got substituted off for Kayembe. Now, I don't know if you've actually seen what happened, but the whole stadium was booing Roy Hodgson for making that substitution, because Imran Louza was playing so well. He was creating so many chances. He was really creative in that midfield. But when Roy Hodgson took Louza off, all 4 stands at Vicarage Road, Brendan, were booing. So I don't know if you've seen that, because I know you didn't watch the whole game, but, you know, what do you think of that? You know, the whole stadium, you know, booing the substitution by Roy Hodgson.
Well, that's something good for Lazao, but we don't know what's happening in training. Yeah, maybe he got some bit of injury, or he got a bit tired. Don't know what minute it was. 17.
I think it was like the 55th, 60th minute. So quite. They're still quite.
Oh, that's quite early. That's quite early.
Game, yeah.
So yeah. Well, I think then it's like what the supporters like is the right thing at that moment. So Roy Hodgson did the wrong thing for us. But yeah, hopefully he knows it for the next game, and yeah, Lazao will play more minutes than 55, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so. Right, moving on to Wolves, because that is the game that Watford are playing in on Thursday. I'll be doing a watch along for the game, by the way, here on YouTube. So if you are interested in watching my reaction to the game, please feel free to join me on Thursday night on YouTube. We'll probably go live about 10 minutes before kickoff, and hopefully Watford can pick up the 3 points. But Brendan, Wolves on Thursday, they're currently 8th in the Premier League. They've lost their last 3 games, actually. So a bit hit and miss at the moment. But what have you made of Wolves this season? Obviously, Raul Jimenez coming back from his really, really bad head injury that he had. Ruben Neves at Wolves as well. What have you made of them this season? Do you think that Watford, can get a result against Wolves?
Well, the games that I saw them play it's like I think it was the Manchester United away game. They won 1-0, I think.
Yes.
It's like that. That's like the Wolves at that time. They win games like 1-0 or playing games 0-0. So they are quite good in defensively games, playing 0-0, playing on no scoring goals. But they lost a very important guy to FC Barcelona. You know the name. Go in it.
Adama Traore, Brandon.
Yeah, exactly. They
big
lost
guy, strong guy.
They lost a baby oil guy. He's with his wife or his kids. I don't know. He's in the sunshine of Barcelona. He plays with Memphis Depay, and the Wolves don't know where he is. Yeah, they know, but they lost him for the rest of the season, and that's a big thing for them. Jimenez come back, the Mexican player, isn't it? We all knew how he's celebrating that semi-final of FA Cup, if I'm not mistaken, with that hats on.
I still remember that to this day, Brendan.
Yeah, and you know what happens after. So it's always a big game playing against the Wolves. It's not a rivalry, but it feels like a special game through the season for me, playing against them. It's a game that was postponed due to the COVID situation. So yeah, it's a big game, and they're not in the best run of form at the moment. We've got some points in the last game, so it will be a very interesting game for me.
Well, I just want to look at the Premier League table because I think that tells the whole story really. And looking at goals scored and goals against, Wolves have only conceded 23 goals this season compared to Watford, who have conceded 50 goals. So clearly, defensively, Wolves are a lot better. But actually, in terms of scoring goals, Watford going forward have scored 3 goals more than Wolves. Watford have scored 27 goals this season. Wolves have only scored 24. So actually, on the attacking front, Brendan, we're actually doing better than Wolves. But defensively, I think they brought in Jose Sarr, their new goalkeeper, haven't they, as well? I think he's played really well for them from what I've seen. Defensively, they are a lot more solid, and I do think it will be difficult to break them down, Brendan. And my question to you would be, Cucho Hernandez had a fantastic game against Arsenal. I think he got an assist as well for Musa Sissoko's goal. So a goal and assist for Cucho. Would you stick with the same front three we saw against Arsenal? Would you go with Dennis, Cucho, and João Pedro? Or if Joshua King is back available from his injury, would you maybe bring Josh King back in? Or as I said, would you keep that same front three that we did see against Arsenal?
Well, that's a difficult one because you have to be new that it's not difficult to score. It's difficult to score against the Wolves, and we have to close down as well to not concede any goal this time. So yeah, I think we can start with this with the same. With the same 3 up front and look what happens. If it not works out, we always can change after 20 minutes, after 40 minutes, after half time. But I think you can stick with the blend like Roy Hutchins likes to do sometimes. So yeah, I think we have to stay with that 3 up in front.
And on the subject of your team, Brendan, I'm going to ask you to do your predicted 11 or your favourite, best Watford 11 that you would put out if you was a Watford manager. For me, if I was doing my 11 before I come to you, I'd go with Foster in goal. I'd go with Kiko, Cathcart, Samir, and Kamara as the defence. Midfield, I'd take Tom Cleverley out. I'd put in Imran Louza, Sissoko, and Kayembe. And then the front three, as we just discussed, I would stick with Cucho Hernandez, João Pedro, and Emmanuel Dennis. So would you change anything from me, Brendan, or does that sound about right to you?
Well, it sounds quite good to me. I exactly agree with take Tom Cleverley out. He's not in the run of form. We like to see him. So yeah, I think I completely agree with your 11 lineup for the game against Wolves. We have to play one more game against Southampton the next day, for example, the next day. So it feels like the next day. So you have to be a bit changed after the 45 minutes. You have to squad relation that have to be this time against the Wolves. But yeah, play with that 11 from the start and try to score 2 or 1 time, and try to not concede again the Wolves away from home.
Well, I hope we won't concede. And Brendan, it's time to move on to our score predictions. And I believe, largely, Brendan, the last few weeks you've done very well in terms of your score prediction. I can't remember what you went with. I don't. Was you on the channel for the Arsenal game? I can't remember.
I wasn't. I was on the Man United game. I sat at 1-1. We take a 0-0.
Crystal Palace. Did you predict?
Did I? No, I didn't. I think I did the one before. I'm not sure. And I said we got a win, and we did a win. But yeah, we've got a win that time. Was it? Who was it? Come on!
I can't remember.
Oh well, we I don't know yet, but
I think you've done well this season, Brendan, with your score predictions. Yeah. Largely, you've got the scores right. You've got the score, I'd say, correct sometimes. So, score prediction for Wolves, Brendan.
What's the way?
As I said earlier, they don't concede that many goals. That Watford have conceded, double the amount of goals that Wolves have conceded, which is crazy. But also that they don't score that many either. So, I think for me, it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to go 1-0 Watford. So, yeah, I'll go 1-0 Watford, João Pedro.
Well, 1-0 Watford, that's what I love to hear. Well, if I have to place a bet, I will place it on a 0-0. But if I'm a Watford perspective, a Watford supporter, as I am, I go with you, James. A 1-0 to Watford, goal scorer, Emmanuel Dennis after 23 minutes. We've got the opener there, and then we close the door, park the bus, get Jose Mourinho inside of the stadium, get his bus as well there, and win the game against Wolves and get the hopes on Vicarage Road back again.
Yes. Okay. That is good positivity from you, Brendan. Rousing speech. Hopefully Roy Hodgson plays that to the players and they can take some of your advice. I appreciate you coming on, Brendan. Much appreciated as always. Obviously, you run the Watford FC Netherlands supporters group. You are planning to come over for the Liverpool game if possible. What's happening with that, and can anyone expect to meet you up at Anfield? Is that still going ahead, Brendan?
Well, it's waiting on the details of Watford FC, and then we try to get by the tickets, and we go with a group of 7-8 people. We take our flag, that it's exactly the same like this. So we're making a picture in front of Anfield, and probably if we are there and you see me, say hi. Get a talk there, isn't it? Get to talk about Watford, get to talk about Maduka Okoye, get to talk about Anfield Road, get to talk about Everton.
Yeah.
You know what? Come to me. And if you are Dutch Hornet, come in, send us a DM, and always welcome to send us a DM, of course. Even if you're not a Dutch Hornet, feel free to chat us and get a talk with us.
And is it at Watford FC NL, Brendan, on Instagram?
Yeah. Or hashtag WFCNL.
I got to say, Brendan, you had your haircut because it's looking very short.
Yeah. It's looking like a little bit like Phil Foden, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to maybe dye it blonde and see how that looks.
Oh God, no, no way.
I don't know if blonde would suit you, Brendan. Actually,
no, never. I nearly did when England win the Euros final. I have to do it because I placed
really?
a bet.
Did you already make like a deal with someone?
Yeah, I'll make a deal. I said, okay, if England win the Euros, I'll do the phone and haircut. And exactly on that day, he changed his hair to blonde. I saw, oh my God, what I've said.
Well, when you nearly did it, because obviously Luke Shaw scored 1-0 up. We was all very happy. And then we lost. We lost, Brent.
We lost. Yeah, stop the talks.
Yeah. In fact, what was it? Saka who missed the final penalty, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was Saka.
Yeah, and he's obviously, as we saw against Arsenal, he's doing very well this season now.
Yeah, I'm still quite happy to see that he's happy as well, because you know what happened through the summer on him. So yeah, lots of love to Saka, of course.
Perfect, Brendan. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, guys, as well. Really do appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel. Please check us out in the description. All our social medias are down there at The Watford Way. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, and of course here on YouTube. And as I said earlier, we'll be back on Thursday for a live match watch along for the game against Wolverhampton Wanderers away at the Molineux. It's going to be a great game. I hope it will be anyway. Hopefully we see a lot of goals. Hopefully we see a lot of bicycle kicks. And hopefully we can see Watford pick up the 3 points. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday for the live match watch.